Guys, the boys have finally ended. What up, y'all? It's your boy Infamous, but you can call me MP Boy. Welcome back. I rewatched season 5, the final season of the boys, what was it, at least 4 or 5 times already. And guys, bro, I have my own mixed thoughts about the whole feelings, but obviously I'm not gonna talk about it right now. So, like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, DeviantArt. The link is on the description. And also check me out on Patreon. What is Patreon, you ask? Patreon is a website where you can support your favorite content creators. You can get special videos, behind the scenes footage, or if not, you guys can catch my videos before I ever post them on YouTube. It's a way to support your favorite content creators. And guys, they also got an app for this too. You can download this on the Apple Store on your iPad or your iPhone. Or you can if you got an Android, you can definitely download it on Google Play. Like I said, it's a way to support your favorite content creators. And guys, if you guys like what I do and want to support what I do, head to the description and click the link down below. Now that that's out of the way, let's begin. In the first episode of season 5, Homelander was at the VOD International shareholder meeting, where pretty much there was a crowd of people that are shareholders, what was it, waiting for Homelander. Everyone was cheering and very happy to see Homelander. Little that Homelander knew that Starlight was actually there. She disguised herself as one of the dancers and the performers and the thing. They were wearing a skimpy, slutty version of Firecracker's costume. Her plan was to upload the Fight 37 videos so that way they can prove that Homelander's not really a hero. In season 1 of The Boys, Homelander refused to save civilians that were about to die on a crashing plane in the middle of the ocean. Not even kids. Annie, aka Starlight, pretty much was working with these two dudes to get into the control room and upload the footage so that way everyone could see that Homelander's a fraud. They were being watched by the new Black Noir, and while Homelander was giving a speech about how they're rounding up Starlighters and they're not gonna tolerate any Starlighter bullcrap, Black Noir pretty much showed up. And just before Annie was about to use her powers to blast Black Noir, then the guy that she worked with realized that her energy blast is messing up with computers. So Annie had to pretty much fight Black Noir hand to hand. She was getting her butt whooped, and they managed to download the video in time, and it showed up on screen behind Homelander with the rest of the shareholders watching the whole Flight 37 video. Homelander was getting really upset, and he was this close to lasering everyone inside, but Sage stopped him just in time. Then we cut to some news footage of Sister Sage pretty much telling them that the whole thing was deepfake, along with the whole Thomas Godolphin thing from Gen V season 2. Then we got introduced to some two suits doing a TikTok dance. They're part of this team called the Teenage Kid, Jetstreak and She-Line. Jetstreak has the power to fly really fast, and he's very strong and stuff. Then She-Line, as the name implies, she pretty much has the powers of a cat, razor-sharp claws, super fast reflexes. Then we cut to the White House, where pretty much Ashley from the last season, Ashley did get herself some powers from the last season, but it kind of mutated her head to a second face, and the second face kind of gives her telepathy and stuff, but she don't really control the face herself. It's its own separate person or something. The reporters are asking her hey, is this whole this Flight 37 thing is real? Ashley pretty much told them no, it's just some Starlight deepfake bullcrap. Back at the Seven Towers, Sage and Homelander were pretty much talking, and Sage trying to explain to Homelander hey, the damage from the whole thing is minimal, it ain't really doing that much of a dent. Homelander is still worried out and freaking out because he's been on social media reading about all the memes about him, and people are speculating the fact that he did something to Ryan. But remember, Ryan did leave Homelander and no one don't know where he is. Homelander is still craves love and approval, and he wants to be so loved to the point where literally he wants people to be devoted to him. And he's starting to get more and more angry to the point where he would send people who criticize him or talk bad about him to those freedom camps, i.e. those internment camp prisons. Then Sage is oh, you're serious. Homelander, no matter how much power you immense, no matter how much the people love you, it's still not going to be enough for you. You're not going to be happy. Homelander pretty much told Sage, you know what would make me happy? I want Butcher and Starlight's head on a freaking platter. And make sure that this is leaked. That he's going to kill Huey, Frenchie, and MM in a couple days. He's wanted to draw Starlight and Butcher out to kill them all. Then we cut to the camps where Huey, MM, and Frenchie were like being held at. We saw Frenchie pretty much like listen to music while like he was working with this dude to like get them some contraband. Little did he knew that like he was being watched the whole time. And like the guy that was watching him, he was like gonna like stab him, but Huey managed to save him just in time. And like Frenchie told him like, hey, thank you, Huey. I'm glad. Good looking out. Frenchie just entered the cabin and pretty much like we're seeing like MM like fighting some dude, and it turns out it was just a scam that like MM and Frenchie were doing to like get some money or something. After the fight was over, Frenchie pretty much told MM that like what was it, that the Flight 37 video was out, that Annie managed to get it out, and MM is like feeling like very apathetic and he doesn't care about that anymore. Like MM has gone through the ringer to this point where like he doesn't care about anything. Butcher went to London to see his dad. Well, not really see his dad. His dad was an abusive asshole that used to beat him a lot when he was a kid. Butcher's pops tried to like call him about like his mom's funeral because she did die off screen. And Butcher went to a rant about like how like if that's not proof that God exists, I don't know what is. Because he lived and she died. And also like he's talking about his brother Lenny. Then Butcher noticed that he's seen like his brother's trophy and like he was wondering, wait, where'd you get that? And his dad told him he got it from the attic. It reminds him of Lenny. Butcher was having a talk with his old man about like how glad he was to like what was it for his dad to whoop his butt and all that stuff when he was a kid. And like, what was it? The dad's like begging for his life saying, son, don't kill me, don't kill me. And Butcher killed his dad off screen. Alright, time to speed things up. Butcher tracked down Kimiko and Starlight, pretty much telling them like, hey, they're gonna execute like Huey, Frenchie, and MM, and they need to hurry up and get them out, especially Frenchie. The reason why they needed like hurry up and get Frenchie specifically, because Frenchie is like pretty good with chemistry and could help out with the virus that could kill all soups. And we found out that Kimiko can talk now. Annie already knew like where like the boys were the whole time. They know how to get in, but they don't know how to get out. Annie pretty much told him like, hey, I already got a guy that can get us out. So she pretty much turned to A-Train. A-Train been like working with Annie the whole time. A-Train told Annie like, no, I can't like go on this type of mission because like he's trying to like keep his family safe. Annie told A-Train like, hey, look, I get it, man. You got family to protect, go protect them. Butcher went to the dude named Worm, and as the name implies, he's pretty much a soup with the powers of a worm. He can like dig through a tunnel and dig out. That's how they get in. Butcher and Kimiko like went through the tunnel and pretty much like made it inside the camp. And Homelander was there like they're having the boys tied up and keeping them hostage. Then Homelander was like talking and going on a little monologue about like how he's gonna miss Butcher after you kill him. Then we got like an epic prison break with Starlight pretty much like blinding everyone in camp. Chaos ensues. And when all hope seems lost, H-Train pretty much like had a Quicksilver moment. Everything was like going in super slow motion. He managed to save Huey just in time before like Homelander's lasers managed to get him. Homelander chases A-Train like out inside the camp, giving the boys enough time to escape. Homelander was chasing like A-Train through the woods, and A-Train managed to like dodge like a civilian before like he could run into her, kind of like messing up his balance and kind of like made him like crash through the woods. And then Homelander like slowed in and like choked him out and killed him. And that was the end of episode 1. Episode 2, let's go. It starts out with like a funeral of A-Train. The Seven and a crowd of people were like at the funeral, and pretty much like the sermon was being given by like Old Father. He's a soup, and he has Sonic Scream. Also, he's kind of like married to Ashley. He's kind of like a commentary on like mega church pastors and all that stuff. Pretty much like giving a sermon about like the Starlighters did this, and we're gonna like retaliate with extreme prejudice and vengeance. Then like Old Father kind of like uses Sonic Scream to like tell everyone to praise the Lord. Then like Homelander started hallucinating, hearing like a very angelic voice. Butcher pretty much brought him like to his hideout inside an abandoned school. Then we cut to the lab and like we found out that Butcher's been like working on the virus to like try to like kill Homelander with this dude named Samir. Now Samir, in case you guys don't remember from the last season, he's pretty much like Zoe's dad and Victoria Newman's like husband / baby daddy. Butcher pretty much like told him a lie that like Homelander like killed Zoe and Newman, and the rest of the boys just play along. Butcher pretty much told all the guys like this, guys, I'm working on this virus right now. So Samir said it's already done, and like Huey asked him, wait, hold on, you finished the virus? It's power enough to like they take down Homelander? Butcher said, well, they don't really know, but they'll be fun like finding out. So pretty much like Butcher proposes that they like do like some sort of trial run, testing like what was it on the second most powerful suit that is close enough to Homelander's strength and power level. Frenchie mentioned something about like a soup named Rockhard from the Teenage Chicks. He's, as the name implies, like he's a soup that has super rock hard skin and I guess super strong or almost as strong as Homelander. After the talk, Annie pretty much gave the boys some clothes and they were talking in private about like what to do with Butcher. Like he would suggest that we take the virus and run. Kimiko's like telling them like, hey guys, we should just kill him now. And like, what was it? They were all going back and forth and arguing, like, should we take the virus and run, or like destroy the virus completely? He was trying to like say, no, we shouldn't like use the virus. We should just like, do everything we can to keep us away from Butcher this whole time. And Annie was like, we need the virus, Huey, and like 10,000 suits will die, but millions of people were gonna live. Emmett was like telling Huey like, hey, look, we already know it's screwed up here. But like they're rounding up people. More people are gonna die if we don't use that virus. Kimmy and Frenchie kind of like had their own little side argument about the whole thing. Frenchie agreed to like help him with the virus to understand the virus. He don't want to do this, but he has not that much of a choice, and he's doing this just to protect Kimiko or try to like help him figure out like how to protect her from the virus. Then they kind of like made out a little bit, and so was Andy and Huey. Homelander was like talking to A-Train's casket about like how he disappointed him so much, and like why is this whole thing happening to him. Then Homelander pretty much like got an idea to like let Soldier Boy out of his cryo tube. Soldier Boy is actually like Homelander's dad, well, genetically speaking. And like the government like had him like on like in suspended animation for like almost a year now, and now he decided to let him out. The boys made it to like the Teenage Kids hideout. The boys made it to like the Teenage Kids place, and like they were looking at the social media. We kind of got introduced to Countess Crow. As the name kind of implies, she kind of had the ability to like control other crows. Kimiko, Frenchie, Huey, and Annie were pretty much preparing like the truck that they were using to like capture Rockhard, so that way they can test the virus. The rest of the teenage kids like headed out. This was their perfect opportunity for them to go. They pretty much like went in, and turns out that there's a little bit of a crazy surprise. Rockhard is not what he used to look like about a year ago. He kind of is covered in like stone like all over his body, and he can't even move. Butcher pretty much came up with an idea to like, test the virus on Rockhard. Because, they can't like drag him to the van because he weighed too much. Annie kind of agrees to like test the virus right here, right now. And it kind of did shock Huey that she automatically agreed with Butcher that quick and that fast. Then we cut to like Homelander's apartment. Soldier Boy was waking up on like Homelander's bed. And like Homelander was trying to like calm him down because Soldier Boy was very pissed at like what happened the last time. Homelander like told him like, hey, look, the government had you in like a cryo tube or something, so I like let you out. And he was like, in your room, kid. And what the heck did you do to me? Like, why am I in these weird clothes? Homelander like told him like, hey, look, I didn't do nothing weird. I just need you to do something for me. I need you to find Butcher. And Soldier Boy was like, what? I tried to kill you, and now you want me to work with you? Homelander kind of pointed out the fact that, hey, look, the whole world thinks that you're like some communist or something, and I can like help you rehabilitate the image now. Soldier Boy asked him like, wait a minute, how do I know for sure you won't try to kill me? Homelander made a deal. If you find Butcher, all's forgiven, no harm done, we square, we're cool. After that, Homelander brought Soldier Boy to like the 7 meeting room and pretty much like told him like, hey, he's back in the team, he's with us now, and he's gonna help us find Butcher. Sage was like, oh crap, not this. Back at the teenage kids hideout, Frenchie and Annie were pretty much like got to work, trying to like get everything ready for the boys to like come back with the virus. Alright, trying to speed things up. Butcher, Huey, and Kimiko pretty much like got the virus in Samir, and like Samir told them to be super like careful with it. They're on their way back. Then eventually like Soldier Boy showed up and like attacked them. Butcher got an idea. Instead of like using Rockhard, why not use the Soldier Boy instead? Huey and Kimiko pretty much like run off with the virus and try to like get back to the rest of the guys. Butcher hold off Soldier Boy, and Soldier Boy got like Jetstreak and She-Line going after like Kimiko and Huey. Soldier Boy chased them down to like the Teenage Kids place. Soldier Boy had Huey by the throat, and Huey unleashed the virus, killing Rockhard, Jetstreak, and Soldier Boy. Countess Crow and She-Line are the only ones left. Countess Crow just like walked up out of there and ran away. Homelander heard about the news and made it to like the Teenage Kids place. And he like saw Soldier Boy's corpse. He's pretty much shooken up and very sad. Then eventually like Soldier Boy woke up and he turns out he's alive. And that was the end of the episode. You know what guys? Since your boy is on like a very tight deadline, and I don't got all day. So I thought I might as well just like skim through the whole season and summarize the whole thing. We found out that like Soldier Boy was shot up with V1, the original compound V that Dr. Vought pretty much like came up with back in the 40s. That's why Soldier Boy was immune to the virus. Homelander asked Sage, am I immune to the virus? I mean, I am his son. Then Sage explained, like, you're not immune to the virus. You were shot up with V like everyone else. You'll be vulnerable to the virus like everyone else. Then Homelander got a little sad. Then he started, like, having a panic attack and he started hallucinating Madame Steelwell. She's like some sort of angel, telling him, like, he's about to become a god because he struggles so much. The boys found out that Soldier Boy's alive the whole time. And like, well, Samir explained to them like what V1 was. Butcher pretty much told them like, guys, we need to hit him with the virus like now, and we need to hurry up and find the V1. Now it's a race against time for like, well, it's for them to get the V1 before Homelander does. The boys meet up with Stan Edgar, and Edgar pretty much like told him like everything about like V1, but he don't know where it could be or where to find it. Huey found out that like, well, the Translucent's son is still alive, and like he felt guilty because he killed Translucent. Homelander told Sage to like, tell like all the pharmacists to work on the recreation of the V1 formula. And also he had like the Deep, Black Noir, Dognot, and Cindy to go after Stan Edgar because he might know something. Eventually they caught up to Stan Edgar and like took him to Homelander. And he left the boys for a second. And we kind of got like our own little personal storyline about like her family and why her dad left her and her mom in the first place. Then Annie like came back to the boys. Ryan tried to like go after Homelander by himself, but that didn't work. Firecracker got killed by Homelander. The Deep killed Black Noir because of, he sabotaged, some oil pipeline, killed like a bunch of fish. The fish blamed him for the whole thing, and now he's like banned from the ocean. Homelander and Soldier Boy went to Stan Edgar to like get like more information about V1, and he told him to like go to Mr. Marathon because like he thinks that he knows like where Bombsight is. Bombsight was one of the original like V1 soups that Soldier Boy knew back in the day. So they pretty much went to Mr. Marathon's house. Homelander was knocked out for a brief second. Soldier Boy ended up like killing like Mr. Marathon and all the other guys that he was with. The boys who like heard about like the whole Bombsight thing and pretty much like try to like find a way to like find him. Eventually like Sage kind of like betrays Homelander and pretty much joined up with the boys to contact Bombsight. She kind of got his number on speed dial. Bombsight pretty much showed up and so was Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy and like Bombsight like had like a little final fight. After the fight was over, Bombsight gave Soldier Boy the V1. Homelander shows up. And now, like, he got the V1 now. The boys pretty much like, went to Plan C. Plan C is give Kimiko, like, the same power as Soldier Boy to take down Homelander. They tried to, like, replicate his powers. They were struggling a little bit. Then Sage pretty much chipped in. Frenchie died, like, trying to, like, protect Kimiko and Sage from, like, getting, like, to Kimiko. Sage made her so mad at the funeral to the point where, like, her chest blast worked. And, like, now, like, Sage don't got any powers now. The boys agreed to like take Homelander down finally. They went to the White House, but it was a trap. Then Ashley pretty much came in and saved the day, but like told him like where like Homelander is. She didn't get involved with the fight at all. And he fights the Deep, but he got killed by like all the fish in the sea. Oldfather was killed by MM. We got epic final fight scene in the Oval Office with Kimiko, Butcher, and Homelander. Ryan came in at the last minute, and Kimiko like took away Homelander's powers. Butcher kills Homelander. Ashley went to jail. Edgar took over Vought. Ryan, like, left, like, Butcher. And now, like, Butcher's dog died. Butcher went to the 7th Tower and put the virus in the sprinkler system. He went over there to, like, try to, like, talk him down and stop him. Got, like, an epic final fight between the two. And in the end, Huey killed Butcher. The boys gave him a funeral, and they all went their separate ways. And we got, like, a montage of the guys happily ever after. And that was the end of it. I'll be honest with you guys, I was pissed off. Like, seriously, at the ending. And the entire season as a whole. I mean, there were some things that were good about it, and there were some things that were bad about it, though. But I would say mostly bad, because seriously, you guys use the entire season, like, whole premise and storyline, to basically, like, be an advertisement for, like, the prequel series Vought Rising. Where pretty much, like, we have to, like, go back in time to, like, see, like, Soldier Boy in the younger days, and, like, Stormfront being, like, a racist Nazi asshole. Hell no. And all that, why did you guys bring her out more than once? Like, bro, okay. I mean, I understand that she's, like, important to the plot, or at least, like, what her character in that universe under. Like, I understand the fact that she's important to the plot, but not, bro, she shouldn't be taking up that much space in the whole season. And same thing with Soldier Boy, too. And, bro, I was mad, like, that Homelander put him back in that tube, and, like, we don't get to, like, see, like, a whole fight scene with Soldier Boy, like, going completely against him. Honestly, it was frustrating for me to see, like, Soldier Boy, like, 1 minute, like, he likes Homelander, the other side, like, he hates him. Bro, make up your freaking mind. Either you kill him or you not. Another thing that I'm mad about is, like, hold on, the fact that they did not use Marie Moreau or, like, any of the Gen V kids. I mean, yeah, they mentioned the Gen V kids, and they did, like, cameo them a little bit, but to not, like, give them, like, anything, like, give them some important roles here, and then we had to, like, downplay, like, how powerful she is. Like, seriously, are you kidding me? And he's saying, like, oh, what good is that power if you can't control it? Did the writers not see, like, season 2? Marie got, like, a better control of her powers than then. Why not? Okay, bro, did they, like, reboot the continuity without explaining some stuff? Like, what the hell? I know that. I mean, I get the reason, like, why they, like, like, forget about the Gen V kids or did not employ them in this season. Because, well, let's be honest. The Gen V kids could potentially take down Homelander. I mean, you got Marie, the second Odessa baby, who basically is potentially more powerful than all the other suits around the world. Like, this lady could potentially, like, kill Homelander from the freaking inside, could blow him up. I mean, she did blow up Thomas Godokin, who may remind you was a Generation 1 soup, who probably is a little more stronger than Homelander. Okay, I'm not sure about, like, Sam, but, like, bro, they hyped him up for season 2, only for his butt to get kicked. Like, what in the hell? But I'm just saying, though, like, his strength could potentially rival Homelander's, I'm just saying. Because, like, well, in the Gen V season 2 scene, or at least in season 1, they mentioned something about, like, him, like, jumping high as Maeve, and Maeve is nearly as strong as Homelander. She did, like, make him bleed. Okay, Jordan, maybe not. I'm just saying, like, if Jordan switched into, like, the girl form and just blast him, it might stun him a little bit or hold him back. But Emma, she could have just shrunk in, gone to his ear, and blow his head up or mess up his head. And that was it. And don't get me started on, what's her name? Oh, Parker, or whoever her name was it the girl with the long tail? She had the ability to, like, copy every, like, suit's powers, like, Rogue from the freaking X-Men, for, like, only a minute. Bro, all she had to do, bro, all the boys in the Gen V crew had to do is hold him down long enough for Harper to get in, and boom, she lasers him, or at least stun him for a brief second. And that's pretty much it. But again, like I said, the Gen V crew would probably, like, wreck Homelander if they really did lock in like that. The thing is, like, I don't understand this though. Bro, throughout, like, I don't know, past couple months before the season even, like, started, or before, like, I don't know, like, before the season even started though, they've been, like, showing us images of Homelander from freaking space, destroying everything in its path, then another poster with with the rest of the crew, seeing, like, Vought Tower and everything being destroyed. I really thought that, like, Homelander was gonna go scorch Earth, and, like, what in the hell? Like, seriously? We did all this hyping up for nothing, bro. That was false advertisement on, like, whoever worked on the posters, or whoever's in charge of marketing, those guys need to get freaking fired, like, now. Like, what the hell? I mean, okay, I understand, like, why they scaled it down a little bit, because, well, I don't know, maybe the budget is probably too low, or something like that, because again, CGI and all that special effects stuff, that crap costs money, so it makes sense. But I'm still mad nonetheless. Like, seriously, we can't get Homelander, like, killing, like, everybody on site after getting the V1. Bro, what happened to the whole Scorch Earth kind of thing? I feel cheated, man. I feel freaking cheated. Going to Sister Sage, her plan, bro, I really did thought that, like, Sage had, like, a really, really dope and really cool plan. But really, this whole time was for her to be alone this whole time. You telling me from the moment that you were first introduced, like you were already alone and reading your books by yourself, and no one was bothering you, not one little bit, and now you have a plan to do the same thing again? What in the hell? That was some dumbass shit. Like, really? All you wanted was some alone time? Bro, hold on. As smart as she is, that was stupid, man. That really is stupid. Okay, the whole Soldier Boy and Mr. Marathon thing. Okay, in case you guys don't know or don't remember, those two were on the same show called Supernatural. Eric Kripke, the guy who made the show, he did work on that show with them as well. That was like a good cameo with that though. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you rewatch the whole thing, he do be, like, bringing, like, people from, like, the Supernatural TV show to the boys. Honestly, I never got into, like, the whole Supernatural thing. I mean, I remember watching bits and pieces of it, but I never really got into it like that though. Going back to Sage, man, I really did not even like her ending. Like, are you kidding me? You're telling me you caused all this chaos, all this mayhem, and this character get to go off free? She ain't dead or severely injured no more? No, no, bro. Like, seriously, why did y'all not, like, let her, like, fuck around and find out? Like, seriously? No. And only that, bro, let's be honest. A lot of people already know about Sister Sage. It's only a matter of time before people start hunting her down and, like, blame her to, like, get, like, to, like, get her back for all the fucked up crap she did. Okay, let's get into Old Father. Old Father was played by Daveed Diggs. Bro, if you guys remember, like, the Hamilton play, he actually did star in that. I think he was Hamilton himself. Or, okay, I don't remember much of it. But all I know is, like, bro, he was in there. I know that he did appear on Blackish, Trolls. That's all I know. But Old Father kind of, like, he represents, like, those mega church pastors, the guys who, like, use, like, God to, like, get people to, like, buy and, like, pay for their lifestyle, living lavishly and all that stuff. That's what he kind of represents. And to be honest, from my personal opinion, I think he kind of like represents T.D. Jakes, because I remember hearing about T.D. Jakes being like, well, the responsible or have like sort of fraud allegation with his church and all that stuff. Old Father is pretty much a commentary on like those types of pastors and like how easy it is to like, well, to influence the masses to do heinous stuff to like, for Christianity, for Christ. I mean, let's be honest, throughout history and let's be honest, for most cultures around the world, people have used religion to justify the most heinous and most horrible things. And I really do like his power, like Sonic screaming. Bro, okay, now that was pretty good. And I would say, like, what was his, like, Marvel or DC equivalent would be? I would say he's more like Banshee in a way, the screaming guy from X-Men First Class. And you got, bro, honestly though, I wish that the boys, like, wrote this character in, like, earlier, at least. I mean, I would say at least somewhere around season 3 or season 2. At least, and I don't know about season 2. But either way, like, honestly, that would be a good idea if they did that. Because, are you kidding me? Like, bro, Eric Kripke, bro, you've been holding out on us, man. Like, what in the heck were you guys doing? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. If, like, he really did lock in, he could have easily mind controlled Homelander. The fact that, like, in the first scene where he was introduced, like, we see him, like, whenever he uses Sonic Scream, we see him, like, kind of, like, influencing people a little bit, making people, like, stand up, except Homelander. Like, so, practically, he caused all this whole thing in the first place. And, bro, I wonder, like, hold on. In order, he did mention something about, like, converting them when Homelander said, like, hey, kill these people, they don't believe in me. And he told him I could convert them. And he was like, nah. Which means he had some degree of mind control. I mean, if you guys listen deeply about, like, when, like, he was, like, trying to, like, use his powers on Homelander, like, you notice the fact that his sound very distorted, like, almost as if he was a siren. And if you don't, like, remember your, like, Greek mythology and all that stuff, a siren's pretty much like a half human, half fish person who have the ability to, like, mind control people with their song. That pretty much was what was happening with Homelander. And isn't it kind of funny, though? I mean, the fact that he's married to Ashley, a telepath, well, kind of married to Ashley and Bashley, that's what everyone's calling, like, the back head of Ashley. I mean, like, isn't it kind of ironic? And, like I said, isn't it funny, though, that he's married to a telepath, and he kind of has the ability to mind control people. Okay, well, let's talk about Edgar. Now, that is, ooh, man, Edgar got a solid point on that one. Even if they did manage to release the virus or get rid of Homelander, Vought is still going to exist, though. And the fact that he ended up, like, taking over, I mean, ooh, it's a hard choice. I mean, honestly, I wish that they, like, got rid of Vought in general, but that's not, like, how the comic books work, and that's not, like, kind of, like, the moral of the story here. I mean, for example, like, again, like he said, it's more, this is bigger than just Homelander or Vought. It's corporations. Money being, like, spent and used all over the globe to, like, get power. I mean, We all know the saying, right? Money's the root to all evil, and Edgar and Vought pretty much are the definition of that. And the sad part is, like, how inevitable it kinda is for Vought or a corporation like Vought to exist. And if they did manage to get rid of Vought and all that stuff, you forgot. Other companies and other corporations could be way worse than what Vought is. And let's be honest, I hardly doubt like Edgar would even think about like, well, they're creating another Homelander again after this fiasco. He probably will adapt to like the whole situation, rebranding Vought as something else. So, yeah, honestly, he got a good point. I mean, that was like one of the things I really did like in this season, that Stan Edgar was finally there. I mean, hello, he had to be there. Let's talk about the Deep, man. The Deep finally get his comeuppance. Finally he get killed. And ironically, by the very same thing that gave him power in the first place. I mean, bro, Deep could have been more powerful than, like, all the other suits in the world, right? I mean, like, really think about it for a second. The fact that he's the quote-unquote king of the seven seas, and Mayor, mind you, he could communicate and, like, mobilize the entire ocean, all the marine life on the planet. And keep in mind, 70, like, bro, there's at least, I think like 10 or 20% of the ocean has not been explored yet fully. So there's no telling what exactly is under there. Deep was practically Homelander of the sea. And I do not understand like why he mostly spent his time on land when really his power was in the sea this whole time. The world's trade is mostly done by sea. He could disrupt cargo ships. Also, what was it, the internet that everyone relies on? It requires the ocean. And may I remind you, this planet is mostly more ocean than land. Deep could easily escape Homelander whenever he wants. I mean, prior to like, what was it, V1? We don't know how long it'll take for Homelander to hold his breath. He can't hold his breath forever. And honestly, I was surprised that we got like a, what was it, Samuel L. Jackson cameo? Bro, now that, okay, I really did like that one. But again, I'm glad the Deep is dead, man. Finally. To be honest with you guys, MM adopting Ryan. I mean, guys, some people say it like came out of the blue, but let's be honest, that was kind of like mentioned back in the last season, where Butcher pretty much told him like, hey, if I could not like, what was it, if I don't live long enough to like kill Homelander, take Ryan, raise him, get him out of here. And let's be honest, man, if like Butcher, like, what was it, if Ryan stuck with Butcher this whole time, bro, he would turn out way worse than this. And the fact that, again, like, Ryan's mind is already made up. I mean, after everything he's gone through with Butcher, no. The kid kind of deserved this, man. He's been through too much. Okay, A-Train. Bro, honestly, man, I was hoping for more A-Train this season. At least like a couple more episodes. And the fact that this whole thing came full circle for A-Train, because, bro, he could have easily ran through that woman while running away from Homelander. Like, he could have repeated the same mistake, but he didn't, bro. This shows that he really did change for real, and really has become an actual good guy. And the fact that, bro, he, what was it, outran Homelander? No, throughout that whole chase sequence, with, like, him running away from Homelander, he outrun him. He was faster than him. So, if A-Train wasn't on Compound V or anything else, he could have easily escaped Homelander all the time. But man, I was like, bro, I was crying, man, when he died, man. Rest in peace, A-Train. Okay, now, Butcher and Huey fighting in the end? No, bro. I mean, I know the Butcher had to die. It makes sense, like, why he gotta die. I mean, his whole freaking story is complete. There's no point of him, like, existing anymore. I mean, the whole point of his character is to kill Homelander, and now that he killed Homelander, what else do he got anymore? He already lost Ryan, he already lost Terra, the only two things that matter to him the most, so it made sense. And also, man, it made sense for Huey to be the one to take him out, because, I mean, after all, Butcher did, like, brought, like, Huey into the whole world of the boys in the first place. It kind of, like, brings the whole thing full circle. Now, Starlight was reconnecting with her dad, and, like, finding out that she has a half-sibling. Now, that I really did like that storyline, because here's the thing. Throughout, like, ever since, like, the first or second season of Boys, we never really got any mention of Annie's dad, besides the whole backstory that Annie had with her mom. Like, that kind of would explain everything. And honestly, it kind of does make sense, like, why he left, like, her mom in the first place, because the fact is, he couldn't bring himself to like lie to her anymore about like the whole being chosen by God thing. And keep in mind, like, Annie came from a very religious background. And of course, when you grow up in a strict religious family, your family will most likely use God for almost every little excuse or every little thing that will ever happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad they kind of like brought that storyline out. Also, was it the little brother calling the cops on Annie? That kind of does remind me of that scene from X2 where Iceman's brother pretty much like called the cops on them to like take them away and stuff because he hates them. Now that was a good X-Men reference. Okay, going back to like the lack of the Gen V crew being present, bro. No. It's crazy that we're getting like another prequel series before the boys, but yet I'm just saying, man. Amazon or what Air Kripke, you guys could have gave us like a separate storyline with I'm just saying like a special like how Marvel did like the Punisher special and let's see the Guardian Christmas special. We could have got a special about the Gen V crew. At least like tell us what exactly happened because here's the thing. It's been like a whole year since the events of Gen V season 2, which means there's a lot more storylines to tell in between that time period before like, Annie calls them Kimiko going to France and enjoying French dessert and having like a dog. Oh man, bro, that scene made me cry, man. It really did. And also, man, Kimiko deserves like a happy end. Alright, now let's get into it, man. The fact that like Huey and Annie had a baby in the end, or is about to have a baby, bro, oh my god, man. It made me so happy, man. And also, those two kind of do deserve like a happy ending. And one kind of like problem I kind of had with this is the fact that they named the baby Robin. In case you guys like don't remember from season 1, that was the name of like Huey's ex-girlfriend that died. Bro, I'm surprised that she even let that happen. Like seriously, you let my baby be named after your ex that died. But yeah, I mean, I get the reason like why he named her Robin because it kind of like brings the whole thing full circle. I'm just saying that the whole entire scene where Huey and Annie were together outside kissing outside that shop, that it kind of does like resemble like the scene from season 1 where like Robin and Huey were talking about their future and stuff. I mean, it kind of comes full circle though. And seeing like Annie take off with the baby, like trying to like find more pregnant, bro, bro, that was just crazy. But hey, either way, I'm still happy for these two characters because they've been through the ringer and they deserve their own peace and happiness. Anthony Starr has really done his he really has done his thing for this final episode. Like he really did his thing, man. Like he really earned his flowers today, man. And also, man, he need to be doing like more superhero projects. I mean, there are some people that fan cast him as the Flash, and not the Flash, but as the Reverse Flash. I would kill to see that. I would really kill to see that, man. I mean, he kind of would fit the profile of Professor Zoom or the Reverse Flash a little bit. Kind of having jealousy, envy. I'm just saying the way that he conveyed envy throughout the series, it kind of does. I'm just saying he would make a good Reverse Flash in that case. But Homelander, like, getting killed, and he was, like, struck in the head. This kind of did happen in the comics. I can't show you the picture because I'm not sure. I don't want to take no risk here. And Homelander, like, trying to, like, use his powers when he's, like, powerless. Bro, he knew he was over. He knew that death was coming. And he had it coming. And it was funny for, like, him begging for his life. Begging, like, thinking, telling, like, Butcher he's gonna, like, okay, I can't say I'm not gonna say that. But the point is, like, it was funny just watching him beg for his life, man. I laughed like crazy just for that. But again, it kind of reflects, like, how the G-Powered Homelander, it represents, like, who Homelander really is. He's nothing but a pathetic man baby who just throws fit and don't really do anything. Which kind of goes back to, like, the whole conversation that A-Train had with Homelander before he killed him, was like, hey, take away your powers, what are you, a pathetic, dumb loser? And that scene kind of represents that. Homelander's death was very satisfying, man. I was pleased about that. Overall, guys, whether it sucked and it did not deliver all the way, I still enjoyed this season though. Alright, that was the end for the boys. Links to my social media is down below. And like I said, guys, if you want to get my videos before they ever show up on YouTube or special perks and benefits, head over to my Patreon page. M3 Bullet, out.